Let's jump right into a listener question. This is from Dorothy in Brookhaven. My name is incorrect on the deed for an investment property I own with no mortgage with my husband. What's the easiest way to get my name corrected on the documents? I have spoken with the county clerk's office, and they are not able to help me and have told me that I need legal advice, which I guess would probably be their standard answer. On a second rental property, the question goes on to, we paid off the final mortgage that was held by a family member, but do not know if it was filed with the county as paid off, as we cannot locate the deed cancellation. Where can we find out? Wow. So the issue is on the deed, it is her maiden name that is on the deed. And so what would happen in this case, and for those of you who are thinking, okay, what is a deed? A deed is literally a piece of paper. It states that one owner owns the property and describes the property, and then it conveys that property to the new owner in the deed, and it gives the type of warranty that's being provided. And so a deed is a piece of paper that the original document signed in blue ink gets recorded at the county clerk of Superior Court's office. And so the county clerk of Superior Court is the official record keeper for all real estate deeds in the state of Georgia. And so what Dorothy is saying is that her name is not correct. It is not complete. It is not her new married name. And there are a couple of ways to solve this problem. You could issue a corrective deed that is just designed to correct the name, but in this case, it probably makes sense to issue a deed from Dorothy and her husband to Dorothy and her husband, but with both of their names being correct. Now, what the closing attorney or the attorney who was handling the title business would require is a name affidavit that says that Dorothy in her new married name is the same as Dorothy in her maiden name. So that's the way you would solve that first problem, is you would issue a corrective deed. Now, on the second rental property, most often those cancellation of deeds. Now, it's interesting because if you heard me say where the cancellation of the deed is, that's confusing, because how would you cancel an ownership deed? You wouldn't actually cancel that. You would take the ownership deed from you and you would transfer it to somebody else, so it wouldn't be canceled. But the deed she is talking about is the security deed. And so in Georgia, we do not use mortgages like they use throughout most of the rest of the country. There's only 6 or 7 states that don't use mortgages, and Georgia is one of them. And so in Georgia, we call it a security deed or a deed to secure debt. And you are pledging the property as collateral. You are agreeing that you will pay back the loan. So what Dorothy is saying is, we had a security deed in place, and we can't find it canceled. Now, in this case, we were actually able to go into the Clerk of Superior Court's digital records, and we were able to find several cancellations that had been recorded for this particular piece of property. The answer is, you look in the Clerk of Superior Court's office. You have to basically have access, or you have to have someone who has access to all of those records and who's a member of that database. I would say most real estate agents are not. I would say all closing attorneys are. And so somebody can can do research and can pick up whether or not that deed the security deed was canceled or not.